Hey guys, it's your girl Ness of Glam by Ness, and welcome to my corner here on YouTube where beauty meets real life. So, buckle in so we can glow together. Y'all, today is day 9 of our 30-day series of Becoming Anchored, where I discuss my journey through my 60-day manifestation cleanse by Armand Wiggins. If you don't know, go to my first video so you can know and find out who Armand is, a whole key. But I am here, and our topic today is faith over feelings. Whew. Now, y'all already know, okay? We're starting off with our affirmation, and our affirmation is my faith is stronger than my fear. Your turn. My faith is stronger than my fear. You better know. You better know it. So, honestly, what this means to me is, and if I'm looking down, it's only because I don't want to start blabbing. Um, but this to me essentially outlines how choosing obedience when your emotions are telling you to do something completely different. And for me, I hear people say all the time, like, God told me. And I used to be like, what does he sound like? What does he sound like? Until I heard the voice of myself one day. And I was in at the time and I didn't know it. I mean, I ended up knowing real quick, but I didn't know the latter half. And what I'm referencing is a relationship that I was in that was very abusive, both emotionally, heavily emotionally, and I did not know at the time it was emotional abuse, but also it was becoming physical. And I'll never forget being in the home that we shared and crying and asking God, literally just praying, like, what do I do? And just so loudly, I hear, go home. Now, as a black female, you want nothing more. And I was probably, how old was I? Lord of mercy. It's probably in my 20s, like mid 20s. You know, I wanted nothing more than to be married and have kids, especially with this guy. Like, handsome, good family. I was in love. I didn't even know it at the time either. I was in love with his mama, y'all. But in any event, God told me, you need to go. So I did. And I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay. Did I want to stay after that incident? No. But I ended up staying up until that point. Like it was, heh. But I allowed faith to carry me, right? Through the uncertainty, through the heartbreak, through just mourning what could have been, what I felt should have been, but your girl would have been 6 feet under. Okay. So I chose faith over feelings in that instance. I chose myself. And it didn't feel like choosing, like, it didn't feel like I chose myself. And honestly, all the signs were there. I remember prior to finding my current therapist, I went to therapy and she was getting so mad at me, y'all. Like, she was getting so mad. Like, kind of like your friends getting mad at you, like, hey, leave him, leave him, leave him. But you're like, but I love him. Not funny. Um, but that therapist was getting so mad at me. I'm like, girl, like, why are you, why are you? But through that journey, hindsight, I couldn't. This man literally wouldn't allow, I should say, he wouldn't allow my purse to be on his couch because he didn't know where it had been. However, he and his buddy would come from the gym sweaty, like sweaty, and it would be okay for the friend and him to be all up and through that couch. Make it make sense. So faith carried me through that ordeal because I had no other choice. I really didn't. Sometimes you get so down in the trenches that all you can do is look up and call on God. Call on the Psalms 23, 91, 53. You call on it all. Okay. And so through my manifestation journey, I started to realize, and again, manifestation back then is not what it was like commercialized to be in what it is now in today's sense. But I mean, it's been around, but at least for me, I didn't know that it's what I was doing. And I essentially became detached. And honestly, that is how you manifest. Being in a state of joy. If you go back to my previous videos, I talk about this, but being in a state of joy, perpetual joy, like continuous joy, not to say that you're a robot, not to say that you're a robot. However, you at some point have to trust in divine timing. And I can't tell y'all enough how pivotal that is. Because even in my current state that I am in, where I'm manifesting so many things from personal to career, health wise, I have to lean on God. Whoever you serve, for me, I serve the Lord. But I cannot lean on my own understanding because it doesn't make sense. The timeline doesn't make sense. And it is actual work to keep yourself from being anxious and thinking the worst, thinking that it's over when it's really not. So you have to detach from the the outcome, truly, or else you'll just drive yourself mad. And so honestly, when you take a look back and reflect on, so you ultimately have to take those lessons and translate, transmute, turn them into daily actions. So you don't keep repeating the same lesson. Learn the lesson the first time. So you are familiar with the patterns. So that way you're not repeating them. And you're allowing yourself to evolve and to grow